Time. I apologize. Okay, I think everything is right. Okay. There we go. Look at that gorgeous sky, would ya? Look how remarkable it is. Isn't that pretty? And here we have high level cirrus clouds, but nothing's better than that. That's the best. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like a mound of marshmallow cream that you could just float around on. And it just looks soft and fluffy. Now, the reality is that, looks are deceiving, aren't they? Looks are quite deceiving. And while that looks soft and gentle and pleasant, the truth is going through that in an airplane, it is anything but soft and gentle. That right there, that makes for a very rough ride. Your plane going through that is not happy. And you get lots of turbulence and you get just super bumpy ride. So today I am finishing up work. Well, I got a little bit more to do today, but mostly I'm really the only thing I have left to do is just like paperwork and stuff, administrative work. And so that's nice. I'm excited about that. Keep thinking I'm hearing Felix. Beavers, where you at? I don't see him. All right. So, I tried to watch a foodie beauty video, and it was just something. It was nothing to it. It was something like just chatting or something like that. And then a few minutes later, another live for foodie beauty popped up that said there are changes afoot, right? And so I finally was able, after quite a bit, I was finally able to get it to connect. There we go, right there. See that big boy? And all the little seagulls sitting with him. That's one of the big herons. His neck is all folded under right now, but he's a big one. Maybe he'll fly in a moment, but it's cute the way all the seagulls line up and kind of worship him, right? Kind of like the YouTube, kind of like the YouTube chaos chroma queens and all of their subscribers. They all line up to listen to see what their marching orders are, what's the newest thing that they're supposed to be believing in, or the newest thing that they're to be upset and outraged by or angry by. And you wonder, are you thinking clearly or do you just blindly follow with what you're told? It's a question, right? Everybody likes to belong and everybody likes something fun to laugh at, and it I get all that, but I don't know about this, how healthy this whole we have another death in the YouTube chromosphere, or not chroma but drama sphere. King Cobra, sadly, horribly, horrifically, he passed away. And it was really strange because before I knew that he had died, I ended up seeing what was titled, his last video or his last live before. And he was sick. In the video, he's sick. He's telling you he's very ill in the video. And it's only moments, doesn't last not even 3-4 minutes, I think. And he's saying, I feel very bad. My stomach hurts. It hurts for me to lay down. It hurts for me to stand up. I'm very sick to my stomach. I'm weak. I'm sweaty. And, you know, to me, he sounds like he's describing poisoning or a drug overdose or something, you know, like that. And then you get it, and then his dad goes live and puts out a heartbreaking live where he basically says that he was going to delete all of his son's content. And he decided not to do that because there was a lot on there that his son had been really proud of. His son played the guitar. And he really, really worshipped Ozzy Osbourne. Osbourne was his idol, and he was devastated by Ozzy's death. And the thing about King Cobra is that he was bullied unmercifully online. All he really wanted to do was just go live, play the guitar, and have someone to talk to. And here's the other thing about this guy. While people made him a lol cow, while people made fun of him and talked about how strange he was, the truth, the reality is that he sure did have a lot of mannerisms that made you think autism. You know, I just wonder, all this bullying that's going on, like the man and his wife that bullied the guy that ended up shooting them in Las Vegas and killing both the man and the wife. What about the young woman who did the fox rescue? She was a wonderful woman. Her channel was so enjoyable. It was really lighthearted, and it was all about her just teaching about foxes and rescuing foxes and paying for them to have a healthy, happy place to live. And she was horribly, horribly bullied. There's that big boy's flying. See him? He's so big. Anyway, she had the husband. She had a husband and a little boy. And when she killed herself, he made a live after her death and told her story and told the story of the bullying and how she had spent countless days and hours pleading for these bullies to leave her alone, sending emails, trying to call them on the telephone, just bullying. She had no idea why they hated her so much. And the reality is she was really, really attractive. Her behavior was not odd or unusual. But the husband did reveal, as he wept in a way just heartbreaking, he revealed that she too had autism. And that the foxes were something that she fell in love with. And they brought her nothing but joy until the YouTube, internet, Reddit bullies found her. I don't know why there's such a big group of people that believe that targeted harassment, showing up by the thousands to make fun of someone day after day after day after day. I don't know why you guys think there's no victims. Like, what gives you that idea? What gives you that belief? Is it maybe it's just something that you tell yourselves so that you can, so that your conscience is clear as you bully, right? But I think asking yourself a couple of questions, everybody gets mad, and people say things they shouldn't say and do things they shouldn't do, and all that's true. And I've been a part of it myself. I'm not being a virtue signaler, and I'm not saying, that everybody's perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But I would think when you settle in to a lifestyle where someone's identity and someone's sense of safety is being sacrificed for your entertainment, that is not the same thing as getting your feelings hurt and fighting back. When you settle into a lifestyle where you are endorsing the destruction of other human beings, you're not just having fun anymore. You know what I mean? There's something really dark at work. And I think making the whole thing fun, making it joking and laughing and all that, I think it makes it easy to look the other way and pretend like these people aren't human beings. I think it is 100% natural and normal when someone hurts you, says something about you or to you. I think it is 100% natural to fight back. I think that's what people do when they want to protect what they love. But what about those people that can't fight back? People like King Cobra or the Fox Lady. What about when those people cannot fight back? You know where their anger goes? The anger's still there. They may not turn it on you. They may not have the social presence to come for you, but they're going to turn it on themselves. I mean, you look at the lady with the foxes and you think, why? Why did she do that? She had a beautiful husband, an absolutely gorgeous little boy. She had a 501c3 for the care of the foxes. She had a beautiful life. But because there was a group of weirdos, a group of messed up, personality disordered cretins that didn't know how to find joy in activity and people, and instead the joy came from destroying others, she didn't know how to fight back, and she began to believe what they were saying about her and to her. So some people fight back. When people become the target of bullying, they fight back. They have the presence of mind. They have the social skills available. They know how to say and do things in their own defense. But there are a large group of people that do not have those tools. King Cobra was one of them. There is rumbling right now today after the last couple of days. There's rumbling that one of his arch nemesis sent a care package to him, and included in the care package were some poisonous seeds. And when you read about those poisonous seeds and how they affect the body and the side effects, it is exactly what we saw of him in front of the camera during his last broadcast. Is that murder? Is it an accessory to murder? Is it even a capital murder case because of the bullying? I think there's a couple of people in a lot of trouble, actually. I think somebody named Jessica Messica and Nal. There's real law enforcement coming for you guys. And I don't think, not for a minute, do I believe that it was done with the intent for him to eat the seeds and harm himself, right? But he did it. And with years of targeted harassment and bullying, they may have a true legal responsibility for what happened. I'm telling you, how many more of these deaths have to happen? How many more before YouTube decides to enforce their terms of service? How many? So I stand by what I said. I think, Granny's watching. She's exactly right, and I stand with her in the idea, it's kind of gone too far. We've become a really bad group of people, with the constant, never-ending restreams, attacks, bullying. It's gotten very, really disconcerting. And it's not that one group is bad or worse than the other group, not by a long shot. We're all equal participants, every one of us. Watching the streams where the bullying's happening, it's no different than if we ourselves were broadcasting the stream. So I'm not watching these streams where people are being attacked unmercifully. I'm not giving my views. I'm not going to be a part of it. I don't want to think about anyone else being pushed so far to a broken heart that they harm themselves. I'm not. And if you're watching it, it's the same thing as doing it at this point. Because can we be really honest here? I mean, just as smart people, do you really believe that people are going to keep saying horrible things about each other, or intentionally trying to embarrass or doxing people with private information? Do you really think people would be doing that if others were not watching? Of course not. Of course not. Creators are going to do what gets them the money. And if that includes eating themselves to 500 pounds, if it's getting them the views, if it's making them some cash, they'll eat until they're 500 pounds. The bullying is hurting people, whether you want to believe it is or not, or you may even be audacious enough to say, no, this is what we want. We know that we're bullying, we know that we're hurting, and we want that person hurt. All right, just be careful. What is it? You just might get what you asked for. But for me, not watching, not going to give the views, because by watching, you are contributing to those live streams. You are contributing to the destruction all the way around. All of the people involved are being harmed and hurt all the way around. All right. Donna Adelson, what'd y'all think about the testimony yesterday? Oh, I can't see because I've been looking out at that bright, pretty sky. I don't. Can't see it. It's something to reflect on. It is. It's pretty. But you know what? I'm not foolish. I know that I'm an old timer. I'm an old lady. I'm a granny, and I'm good with that. In fact, I was talking to a lady, I guess the day before yesterday, and I said, you know what? It's too bad that we didn't have all of our wisdom when we had all of our beauty, right? It's a terrible joke that God plays on us. When you're young and gorgeous, you have no wisdom. But then by the time you become wise and old and smart, your beauty is fading. It would be really great to have it all, wouldn't it? Be really great. But that's not the way of the world. It's not the way God planned it, and I'm good with it. I'll sit happy in my wisdom and wrinkles. I'm okay with that. However, I I sure am ready to find something interesting to listen to on YouTube. I'm ready to listen to some and watch something funny that's not based on the destruction of another person, you know? I'm ready for that. I don't even want to talk about true crime cases anymore cuz even the true crime cases are soul crushing. Baby Emmanuel, soul crushing. Like, what is wrong with judges that see a man who literally destroys his own baby, days old, gives him permanent brain damage, and then allows them the freedom to be with other babies? Just, I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know why people have gone completely insane. Maybe it's too much drinking, maybe it's too many drugs, maybe it's the influence of the internet, and any and all manner of abominations are at your fingertips. I don't know what's happened, but I do think that we were probably a happier, more interesting, and healthy species when we were focused on having a good time and not the destruction of other people. So I am poised for a nice life alone. if I have to sit on my back porch and look at big giant fluffy clouds with nothing to watch on the internet, no one to talk to on the streets of Utopia, I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm so weary of it. And the big mystery for me, when will YouTube start enforcing their terms of service? Because YouTube has it well within their power to get these worst cases under control, right? Not to take away one's ability to voice their opinion. Of course we can do that. I'm talking about this other thing where these people are so targeted and treated in such a brutal and humiliating way that they feel like they don't have any choice, you know? Just put some kind of limits on it. Even if it's something like in 365 days you get to make a hate video 30 times. Right? How would that be bad? You would still get to voice your opinions. No one's taking away your freedom of speech. You still get to say the things that you want people to know about. But you give the other side the ability to breathe so it doesn't reach a level of dangerousness. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or maybe 2 days out of 7 days, you know, something. I mean, I'm sure I may not be able to come up with a solution, but the geniuses of, you know, ABC company, they can certainly come up with some logical limitations for the safety of others while still allowing us freedom of speech, right? And incidentally, I always thought freedom of speech was a protection against the government. I never thought that freedom of speech meant you can be as gross and disgusting and obnoxious as you want to. But I guess it does. I guess freedom of speech follows under obscenity laws, doesn't it? All right. Well, I hope that you guys have a good afternoon. I was thinking about what I wanted to do for my next video. Like, this isn't a video, this is chit chat. There's a nasty ass wasp. Y'all see him? Big old wasp. Hate red wasp. Yuck. They're evil. Ugh. Yeah, they don't have any limits, and nobody's getting bored. And I get it. Horrible things were said. Absolutely horrible. And I get it. But maybe go to a lawyer. Maybe take it to the thing that was said. I do think legal action is probably the more appropriate route. Because now with all of the, high school banter, now it's just made a mess of things. And it's made a mess of things that involves thousands of people. If you're really in if you're really and truly interested in people acknowledging what they did and what they said that was so wrong, take it to a court. Let a judge put real sanctions. Not this yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's ruining YouTube. It's ruining it. Well, let me be more exact. It's ruining YouTube for what I liked about YouTube, and I am not important. But from I'm talking about from my perspective, I really sorry, it was a red wasp. I thought he was coming for me because I'm wearing a bright floral dress. Um, yeah, I YouTube is no longer fun in my opinion. There's some big old fat bumblebees over there. Hang on. Where'd they go? That is a butterfly bush. Where did they go? I saw 4 of them and now they're gone. Where'd they go? There's one right there. He's on that lavender. See him? Maybe he'll fly in a minute. There's one too on the side over here. He's big. See him? You see if I can get closer. All right. Oh, there's one. All right. We got heat lightning. But the skies, well, I guess that looks like rain in those clouds, doesn't it? That looks like rain over there. Um, so in terms of videos or lives, discussions, um, what do you think? What do you think we should talk about? What do y'all want me to talk about? I'm gonna end this live. Look at that croaker. Man, I bet he jumped 7, 8 feet. Did y'all see that? That was crazy. Um, Figure out the topic that you want me to talk about this afternoon. And then underneath this video right here, leave a message like what you want to talk about. I'm willing to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't care. I'm ready. I can talk about anything y'all want to talk about as long as it's like something in the news or something we've talked about in the past. You know, don't jump up and say, "Oh, I want to talk about Elizabethan literature and the portrayal of women 65 and older in the value of society." Yeah, let's don't do that. Okay. If it's true crime, if it's current events, if it's even just people psychology, I don't care. Just write something that you want me to talk about, and you know me, I will definitely come up with a topic. Okay. I want to do something in about an hour, maybe 2 hours. So leave a message under this video, your idea for a topic or discussion, and then I'm going to go live again, like when I'm in the house and I can actually read your comments. Something about Charlie. Charlie, aha. No, that's not what you said. You said Kathy, aha. Yeah, see, I can't see because I've been looking at the sky, so my eyes are not adjusted to the dark screen. All right, so leave me some ideas, and then I'll talk about it. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening to me chatter. This live is buffering in a rhythmic way. I hope you're having a good day. I want to know why you think he's innocent. I have several thoughts on that, Alma. I'm not sure that it's accurate to say that I think he's innocent. I don't think that's accurate. I think I found the trial a little disturbing because I felt like the evidence that they put forth was actually evidence that was related to Donna or Wendy or Katie Magbanoa. And, we run into really dangerous ground when people start getting sent to prison for life because of who their friends are. That's kind of scary. So, yeah, I'm not going to say I think he's innocent, Alma. I just, I wish there had been, I wish there would have been a little bit more direct evidence. But look, people get found guilty all the time for circumstantial evidence. I know that. I'm just giving my own thoughts and opinions, right? All right. You guys have a really good afternoon. Leave your comments and suggestions for potential topics, and then I'll be back and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right? Okay. See you later.